Jesus Christ continued to guide humanity by teaching the importance of patience and endurance, reminding people that every trial in life has a purpose. Jesus Christ explained that suffering is not a punishment, but often a path to growth, where faith becomes stronger and the soul becomes wiser. Jesus Christ encouraged people to remain calm in difficult situations and to trust that God's timing is always perfect. According to Jesus Christ, worry and fear weaken the human spirit, but faith brings courage and clarity. Jesus Christ taught that instead of worrying about tomorrow, people should focus on today, doing good deeds and living righteously in the present moment. Jesus Christ also emphasized the value of kindness, showing that even the smallest act of goodness can create a powerful impact. Jesus Christ demonstrated through his life that serving others selflessly is the highest form of living. He taught that when you give without expecting anything in return, your heart becomes pure and your life becomes meaningful. Jesus Christ constantly reminded humanity that judging others is not their duty, as only God knows the true intentions of a person's heart. Therefore, Jesus Christ advised people to look within themselves, correct their own mistakes, and grow spiritually. Another important teaching of Jesus Christ was about humility. Jesus Christ lived a simple life and showed that greatness does not come from wealth or status, but from a humble and loving heart. Jesus Christ taught that those who are humble will be blessed and lifted by God, while those filled with pride will eventually fall. Through this, Jesus Christ encouraged people to stay grounded, no matter how successful they become. Jesus Christ also spoke about the power of prayer, explaining that sincere prayer connects a person directly to God. Jesus Christ taught that prayer is not just about asking for things, but about expressing gratitude, seeking guidance, and strengthening faith. He reassured humanity that God listens to every prayer, even the silent ones spoken in the heart. Jesus Christ encouraged people to pray with honesty and faith, believing that God will answer in the best possible way. Furthermore, Jesus Christ highlighted the importance of truth and honesty in every aspect of life. He taught that living truthfully brings inner peace and builds trust among people. Jesus Christ warned that lies and deceit may bring temporary gain, but ultimately lead to destruction. Therefore, Jesus Christ guided humanity to always choose truth, even when it is difficult. Jesus Christ also gave hope to those who feel lost or broken, teaching that no one is beyond redemption. He showed that God's love is unconditional and that anyone can change their life through faith and repentance. Jesus Christ welcomed sinners and gave them a chance to start again, proving that transformation is always possible. In all his teachings, Jesus Christ focused on building a strong moral and spiritual foundation for humanity. His message was simple yet powerful. Live with love, act with kindness, remain humble, and keep faith in God. By following these teachings, Jesus Christ showed that every human being can live a life filled with peace, purpose, and divine connection. Jesus Christ said, "Love one another as I have loved you, for in love you will find the true meaning of life." Jesus Christ said, "Forgive those who hurt you, not once but again and again, because forgiveness brings peace to your soul." Jesus Christ said, "Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God." Jesus Christ said, "Do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Focus on today and live with faith." Jesus Christ said, "Whatever you do for the least of your brothers and sisters, you do for me." Jesus Christ said, "Ask and it will be given to you. Seek, and you will find. Knock, and the door will be opened to you. Jesus Christ said, "Let your light shine before others, so that they may see your good deeds and glorify God." Jesus Christ said, "Do not judge, or you too will be judged. Instead, look within and correct yourself." Jesus Christ said, "The truth will set you free, so always walk in honesty and righteousness." Jesus Christ said, "Where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. Therefore, store treasures in heaven, not on earth." Jesus Christ said, "Come to me, all who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest." Jesus Christ said, "With God, all things are possible, so never lose hope." Jesus Christ said, "Deny yourself, take up your cross, and follow me with faith and courage." Jesus Christ said, "Whoever humbles themselves will be exalted, and whoever exalts themselves will be humbled." Jesus Christ said, "I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through."
Jesus Christ said, "Forgive not only 7 times, but 77 times, because forgiveness has no limit when your heart is filled with love." Jesus Christ said, "Do to others what you would want them to do to you, for this is the true law of life." Jesus Christ said, "Whoever welcomes the humble and the weak welcomes me," showing that kindness to others is kindness to God. Jesus Christ said, "Be merciful, just as your Father is merciful, because mercy brings you closer to divine grace." Jesus Christ said, "Do not let evil overcome you, but overcome evil with good, for goodness has the power to change even the hardest hearts." Jesus Christ said, "When you pray, go into your room, close the door, and speak to God in secret, and your Father, who sees in secret, will reward you openly." Jesus Christ said, "When you give, do not let your left hand know what your right hand is doing," teaching that true generosity expects nothing in return. Jesus Christ said, "Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they will be filled with truth and peace." Jesus Christ said, "Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called children of God." Jesus Christ said, "Rejoice even in suffering, because your reward in heaven will be great." Jesus Christ said, "Whoever remains faithful in small things will also be faithful in great things, so stay true in every moment of life." Jesus Christ said, "Do not be afraid, for I am with you always, even until the end of time." Jesus Christ said, "I have come so that you may have life, and have it more abundantly, filled with joy and purpose." Jesus Christ said, "If you love me, keep my commandments, because love is proven through action." Jesus Christ said, "Greater love has no one than this, to lay down one's life for others." Jesus Christ said, "I am the resurrection and the life. Whoever believes in me will live, even though they die." Jesus Christ said, "My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness." Jesus Christ said, "Follow me, and I will make you a light for the world." Jesus Christ said, "Let not your faith be shaken by the troubles of this world, because I have overcome the world." Jesus Christ said, "In the end, only love, faith, and truth will remain, so hold on to them with all your heart." Jesus Christ said, "Do not let your faith be shaken by the storms of life, because every storm will pass, but the one who trusts in God will stand strong forever." Jesus Christ said, "When you feel lost, remember that I am the shepherd and you are never alone, for I always search for the one who has gone astray." Jesus Christ said, "The kingdom of God is within you, so do not search outside for what already lives in your heart." Jesus Christ said, "Whoever listens to my words and follows them is like a wise man who built his house on rock, and no storm could destroy it." Jesus Christ said, "Do not repay evil with evil, but respond with love, because love has the power to transform even darkness into light." Jesus Christ said, "Take courage, for I have overcome the world, and through me you also will overcome your struggles." Jesus Christ said, "Those who seek will always find, and those who believe will always receive according to their faith." Jesus Christ said, "Do not be proud in your strength, but be humble in your spirit, because true power comes from God alone." Jesus Christ said, "Wherever 2 or 3 gather in my name, I am there among them," reminding you that unity in faith brings divine presence. Jesus Christ said, "Let your heart not be filled with anger, for anger leads to destruction, but peace leads to life." Jesus Christ said, "Watch your thoughts, for what grows in your heart shapes your destiny." Jesus Christ said, "The one who is faithful in trials will shine brighter than gold refined in fire." Jesus Christ said, "Give and it will be given to you, pressed down, shaken together, and overflowing, showing that generosity always returns multiplied." Jesus Christ said, "Do not seek praise from people, but seek approval from God, because human praise is temporary, but God's reward is eternal." Jesus Christ said, "If someone forces you to go 1 mile, go with them 2 miles, showing the strength of patience and grace." Jesus Christ said, "Whoever has ears to hear, let them hear, because truth is revealed to those who are ready to accept it." Jesus Christ said, "Stay awake in spirit, remain strong in faith, and do not lose hope, because your victory is already written through God's promise." Jesus Christ said, "I am with you."
Jesus Christ said, "In this world you will face troubles, but do not lose heart, for I have already overcome the world." Jesus Christ said, "When your heart is heavy and your soul feels weak, come to me, and I will give you rest that the world cannot offer." Jesus Christ said, "I know your pain, I see your struggles, and I hear every silent prayer you whisper in the darkness." Jesus Christ said, "Never think you are alone, because I am with you always, even in the moments when you cannot feel my presence." Jesus Christ said, "Your tears are not wasted, for every tear is seen by God, and every pain has a purpose." Jesus Christ said, "Hold on to faith even when you cannot see the way, because faith will lead you where fear never can." Jesus Christ said, "Do not let the world change your heart. Stay kind, stay pure, and stay true to love." Jesus Christ said, "Those who remain strong in faith during hard times will receive greater blessings than they can imagine." Jesus Christ said, "Love is the greatest power you can ever have. So love without limits, forgive without hesitation, and believe without doubt." Jesus Christ said, "Even if the whole world turns against you, stand firm in truth, because truth will always win in the end." Jesus Christ said, "Do not chase temporary things, but seek eternal life, where peace and joy never end." Jesus Christ said, "Your life is a gift, so use it to spread light, kindness, and hope wherever you go." Jesus Christ said, "I am the beginning and the end, the Alpha and the Omega, and in me you will find everything you are searching for. Jesus Christ said, "Those who believe in me will never be put to shame, but will walk in eternal light." Jesus Christ said, "Do not fear death, for those who believe will live forever in God's presence." Jesus Christ said, "Remain in my love, and let my words live in your heart, because this is the path to true life." Jesus Christ said, "One day every knee will bow, and every tongue will confess the truth, so live your life in faith before that day comes." Jesus Christ said, "I am preparing a place for you, where there is no pain, no sorrow, only peace and joy forever." Jesus Christ said, "Until that day, keep walking in faith, keep loving others, and keep trusting God's plan." Jesus Christ said, "In the end, it is not wealth, power, or fame that matters, but your faith, your love, and your heart." Jesus Christ said, "Stay faithful till your last breath, and you will receive the crown of eternal life." Jesus Christ said, "When the world rejects you, remember that I have chosen you, and in me you will always have a place." Jesus Christ said, "Do not measure your worth by what people say about you, but by the love that God has for you, which never changes." Jesus Christ said, "Even when you fall, do not stay down. Rise again with faith, because God's mercy is greater than your mistakes." Jesus Christ said, "I did not come for the perfect, but for those who are broken, so that they may be healed through faith and love." Jesus Christ said, "Guard your heart above all things, because everything you do flows from it." Jesus Christ said, "Do not let hatred grow inside you, because hatred destroys the soul, but love brings life." Jesus Christ said, "Speak words that heal, not words that hurt, because your words have the power to build or break." Jesus Christ said, "Be patient in waiting, because God is working even when you cannot see it." Jesus Christ said, "There will be times when you feel weak, but in your weakness, God's strength will be revealed." Jesus Christ said, "Do not compare your journey with others, because every path is written differently by God." Jesus Christ said, "Stay faithful in silence, even when no one notices your efforts, because God sees everything." Jesus Christ said, "Your reward is not always immediate, but it is always certain when you walk in faith." Jesus Christ said, "Do not let fear control your decisions, but let faith guide your steps." Jesus Christ said, "Every good thing you do returns to you in ways you may never expect." Jesus Christ said, "The one who endures till the end will be saved. So never give up, no matter how hard the journey becomes." Jesus Christ said, "When doors close, trust that God is preparing a better path for you." Jesus Christ said, "Stay close to me in every moment, not only in times of need, but also in times of joy." Jesus Christ said, "Remember that your life has a purpose, and that purpose is to spread love, truth, and light in this world." Jesus Christ said, "In every situation, choose faith over fear, love over hate, and truth over lies, because this is the way to eternal peace." Jesus continued to guide humanity with words that reached beyond time, reminding every soul that the journey of life is not merely about survival, but about awakening to truth. Jesus said that many people walk through life with closed hearts, unaware of the beauty that surrounds them, and Jesus urged them to open their eyes not just to the world, but to the goodness within themselves. Jesus taught that comparison is a thief of joy, and Jesus encouraged humanity to embrace their own path without envy or regret. Jesus reminded people that each life is unique, and each soul carries a purpose that cannot be replaced by another. Jesus called upon humanity to stop measuring worth through worldly standards and instead to seek fulfillment through inner growth and meaningful actions. Jesus spoke about the weight of expectations that people carry, explaining that many suffer not because of reality, but because of the fear of judgment and failure. Jesus reassured humanity that they do not need to prove their value to the world, because their existence itself holds meaning. Jesus encouraged people to release the need for approval and to walk confidently in truth, because Jesus knew that authenticity leads to peace. Jesus reminded humanity that pretending to be someone else only creates distance from the self. And Jesus called for honesty in both thought and action. Jesus taught that when a person aligns with truth, they experience a freedom that no external force can take away. Jesus emphasized the importance of gratitude, explaining that a thankful heart transforms even the simplest moments into blessings. Jesus encouraged humanity to appreciate what they have, rather than constantly chasing what they lack, because Jesus knew that contentment is the root of happiness. Jesus said that when people focus only on what is missing, they overlook the abundance already present in their lives. Jesus urged humanity to express gratitude not only in words, but in actions, by sharing kindness and positivity with others. Jesus reminded people that gratitude strengthens the spirit and creates a deeper connection with life itself. Jesus also spoke about the importance of discipline, teaching that growth requires effort and consistency. Jesus explained that while faith provides direction, action is necessary to move forward, and Jesus encouraged humanity to take responsibility for their choices. Jesus reminded people that change does not happen overnight, but through small, consistent steps taken with determination. Jesus urged humanity to develop habits that support their goals and to remain focused even when progress seems slow. Jesus reassured people that perseverance always leads to transformation, and Jesus emphasized that those who remain committed will eventually see the fruits of their efforts. Jesus warned against the dangers of negativity, explaining that thoughts shape reality, and Jesus encouraged humanity to cultivate a positive mindset. Jesus said that dwelling on fear, anger, and doubt only creates more suffering, and Jesus urged people to replace these thoughts with hope, love, and faith. Jesus reminded humanity that while they cannot always control external circumstances, they can control their response. And Jesus emphasized that this power is the key to inner peace. Jesus taught that a strong mind can overcome even the most difficult challenges, and Jesus encouraged people to train their minds just as they train their bodies. Jesus spoke about relationships, teaching that true connections are built on trust, respect, and understanding. Jesus encouraged humanity to value relationships over material possessions, because Jesus knew that love and companionship bring lasting fulfillment. Jesus reminded people to communicate with honesty and kindness, and to listen with empathy rather than judgment. Jesus urged humanity to nurture their relationships, to forgive misunderstandings, and to support one another in times of need. Jesus emphasized that strong relationships create a foundation for a meaningful life. Jesus also addressed the concept of time, reminding humanity that time is one of the most precious gifts. Jesus encouraged people to use their time wisely, to focus on what truly matters, and to avoid wasting energy on things that do not bring value. Jesus said that many people live in the past or worry about the future, forgetting to fully experience the present moment. Jesus urged humanity to be present, to cherish each moment, and to make the most of the time they have. Jesus reminded people that life is uncertain and that every day is an opportunity to create something meaningful. Jesus spoke about courage, explaining that fear often prevents people from pursuing their dreams. Jesus encouraged humanity to step out of their comfort zones, to take risks, and to trust in their abilities. Jesus spoke to humanity with a voice not of fear, but of truth and compassion. And in every word, Jesus reminded people that love is the foundation of life. Jesus said that the heart of a human being is more powerful than any kingdom built of stone, because within the heart lies the ability to forgive, to uplift, and to transform the world. Jesus taught that people often search for God in distant places, yet Jesus revealed that the divine presence lives within every act of kindness, every moment of patience, and every sacrifice made for others. Jesus called upon humanity to rise above hatred, to abandon pride, and to walk the path of humility, because Jesus knew that true strength is not found in power over others, but in control over oneself. Jesus reminded the world that even in darkness, a single light of faith can guide countless souls. And Jesus encouraged people to become that light for one another. Jesus looked upon those who were lost, broken, and burdened, and instead of judgment, Jesus offered understanding, because Jesus believed that every soul deserves a chance to heal and begin again. Jesus told humanity that mistakes do not define a person, but the willingness to change does. And through this teaching, Jesus gave hope to those who felt unworthy. Jesus emphasized that forgiveness is not weakness, but the greatest form of courage. And Jesus urged people to forgive not only others but also themselves. Jesus explained that carrying anger is like carrying chains, and only through letting go can a person truly be free. Jesus showed through actions and words that compassion is the highest virtue, and Jesus lived a life that reflected the very message he spoke. Jesus called upon humanity to love one another without condition, without expectation, and without limits, because Jesus knew that unconditional love is the closest reflection of divine truth. Jesus warned that the world would often tempt people with greed, jealousy, and selfish desires. But Jesus reminded them that these things lead only to emptiness. Jesus encouraged people to seek what is eternal rather than what is temporary, to value the soul more than material wealth, and to understand that true fulfillment comes from giving rather than receiving. Jesus spoke about the importance of faith, not as blind belief, but as trust in the unseen goodness that guides life. And Jesus reassured humanity that even when the path seems unclear, faith can provide direction. Jesus taught that every person has a purpose, and Jesus urged humanity to discover that purpose through service to others. Jesus said that greatness is not measured by status or recognition, but by how much one uplifts those around them. Jesus reminded people that even the smallest act of kindness can create a ripple effect that reaches far beyond what the eyes can see. Jesus encouraged humanity to be patient, because growth takes time, and Jesus assured that every struggle carries a lesson that strengthens the soul. Jesus spoke about the importance of truth, urging people to live honestly and to stand firm in what is right, even when it is difficult. Jesus looked at the divisions among people and called for unity, reminding humanity that all are equal in the eyes of God. Jesus rejected hatred and discrimination, and Jesus embraced all people regardless of their past, their status, or their differences. Jesus urged humanity to see one another not as enemies, but as brothers and sisters. And Jesus believed that only through unity can true peace be achieved. Jesus reminded people that love has the power to heal wounds that words cannot. And Jesus encouraged humanity to choose love even when it is hard. Jesus also spoke about the importance of inner peace, teaching that a calm and focused mind leads to a meaningful life. Jesus encouraged people to step away from constant noise and distraction and to spend time in reflection, because Jesus knew that clarity comes in silence. Jesus said that when a person understands themselves, they come closer to understanding God. And Jesus emphasized that self-awareness is a path to spiritual growth. Jesus taught that fear often holds people back, but faith has the power to overcome fear. And Jesus encouraged humanity to trust in the journey of life. Jesus reminded humanity that life is temporary, but the impact of one's actions is eternal. Jesus encouraged people to live with purpose, to act with integrity, and to leave behind a legacy of goodness. Jesus said that every moment is an opportunity to choose between right and wrong, and Jesus urged people to choose wisely. Jesus emphasized that true happiness is not found in external achievements, but in inner contentment and peace. Jesus reassured humanity that even in suffering, there is meaning, and Jesus taught that challenges are opportunities for growth.